All right, gamers, today we're talking about meditation. Um, Meditation's really easy. I don't know why everyone complicates it. This video is titled Everyone's Lying to You About Meditation because people lie about it. People make it out to be this complicated nonsense. It's actually really simple. So we're gonna demystify it, break it down so that you're able to meditate easily without any worries about if you're doing it right or if you're the right type of person that can meditate. Like, oh, is meditation only meant for some people but not others? No, everyone can meditate. You probably already do this to some degree throughout your day. But this is just the right way, quote unquote, to do it. So, first and foremost, meditation isn't about clearing your mind. I don't know who came up with this nonsense, but this is ridiculous. Meditation has never been about clearing your mind. Some people would say that clearing your mind is impossible. Until you die, you're never going to clear your mind. Um, I don't know if that's true, but say you're a beginner, say you're new to meditation, clearing your mind is unrealistic. Like to get your mind to shut up after constant stimulus throughout your day and consuming social media, whatever it may be, clearing your mind is completely unrealistic. And that's not even what we're trying to do here. You know, there there are some meditations where, for example, say I was focused on this water bottle and the goal of the meditation was just to focus on this water bottle. And so over the course of the meditation, I wouldn't even have my eyes closed for it or anything. I would just be focused on this water bottle, and after 10 minutes, I would notice things I never noticed about this water bottle, and that's the point, is building focus, right? Unless it's something like that, where you actually have to block out all other thoughts so that you can focus on the object of the meditation. Um, don't worry about it. Let your thoughts flow. The best way to meditate is as you're sitting there, you know, but we haven't even gone over what you actually do, right? Well, basically, you sit down with your eyes closed, and boom, you're meditating. You know, no stimulus, no music, no anything, just you and your eyes closed and your thoughts, right? So as your thoughts are flowing and they're flowing freely, um, you kind of want to take a third person perspective upon your thoughts. So you don't want to actively engage with your thoughts too much. You totally can say like you're meditating over a decision you have to make. You totally can engage with your thoughts, but for the most part, you want to be detached from your thoughts and you want to observe them from like a third person POV. The point of this is to realize that your thoughts aren't coming from you, they're coming from outside of you. And also, the main thing is that you aren't your thoughts. Like, there's a you that is separate from all of these thoughts that you're having, and that's like, uh, that that is the foundation for a lot of different belief systems. We're not necessarily going to get into that today, but yeah, that's the point. Take a third person POV, and that's how you know that you're doing it right. But even if you don't worry about it. Honestly, if as long as you just sit there with no stimulus for 10 minutes, that is great. That is perfect. So secondly, I do encourage you to do a challenging time. Um, some people will suggest to shoot for 5 minutes, 1 minute even. I really don't recommend that. I don't think you'll get really anything out of that. I would go for 10 to 20 minutes to start. And so something you will run into Everyone runs into this, and it's nothing to fear, nothing to worry about. It's this thing called Luciferic temptation. Now, what is Luciferic temptation? It's basically when you're sitting there and you're doing nothing, you're going to feel these urges to move around, these urges to maybe say something, these urges to break the meditation, to break your stillness, to break your focus, to whatever it may be. All you have to do is fight it. Apply a little bit of resistance and it'll go away. You know, we call it Luciferic temptation because in theology, Lucifer is the light bringer. And basically, what this means is that he's all about activity, motion. He doesn't like stillness. He's all about like action, 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 moving, moving, you know. So that's what we call it, Luciferic temptation. And you will surprise yourself, you know. So a lot of people that aren't familiar with meditation, they think they can't do it because as soon as they feel this Luciferic temptation, they think, oh, it's going to be like this for the entire time, for the entire 10 to 20 minutes. It's actually not the case. It goes away, and then you're just there meditating with your thoughts like peacefully, and like it's actually pretty chill and really nice, you know? So you will surprise yourself. That's why I'm telling you, do a challenging time because that Luciferic temptation, once it goes away within the first 30 seconds to like a minute roughly, you're free to go. You know, it may pop up briefly at like the 9-10 minute mark. Doesn't necessarily have to. But if it does, again, apply the slightest bit of resistance, you know, just fight it, and it goes away again. So you will surprise yourself totally. Form. Um, you can do it one of two ways. You can do lotus form, which is crisscross applesauce, you know, having your legs crossed, kind of like this first picture. Or you can do it sitting down on your chair. Um, I kind of like sitting down on my chair with the feet planted on the floor. But I also really like lotus. Only thing with lotus is if you're not doing it on your couch, if you're doing it like on the hard floor, put a pillow under your butt. And so basically on your knees, you're gonna have your hands on your knees, and you're gonna be doing this hand symbol right here. This is called the mudra. And basically, what a mudra is, it stems from Hinduism, I believe. And basically, there's different hand symbols that are meant to accomplish different things. Um, there are some hand symbols for confidence, different hand symbols. There's a million of them. This one specifically, this is the one we all associate with meditation. And this is for knowledge, for higher knowledge specifically. So the symbolism, what it represents is these three fingers are receiving higher knowledge from the heavens or from heaven, and you are integrating this knowledge, this higher knowledge into your soul. You know, so that's what this mudra accomplishes. Um, and that's the one I do. I'm comfortable with it. You don't necessarily have to do it, but I really like it, and I recommend it. It's a good starter. But if you want to accomplish specific things, I would recommend looking up the appropriate mudra to go along with it. So, for example, say you want to meditate for better health, or say you want to meditate for confidence, say you want to meditate for power, say you want to meditate to manifest a specific outcome, a specific goal, whatever it may be. Look up the associated mudra with it and do that mudra. So, final thoughts, meditation's not hard at all. Again, you're just sitting down with your eyes closed and just chilling, you know. For me, it works a lot better if I treat it as a retreat from stimulus. It becomes so much easier. Like treat it like as a vacation. You know, you have all this time. that you're spending scrolling reels, scrolling TikTok, scrolling Twitter, like so much stimulation throughout your day. Maybe you're a busy professional that works 80 hours a week. It's like you need a break, you know? But your only break doesn't have to be sleeping or a nap. It can totally just be meditation, So treat it as a stimulus, as a retreat from stimulus, and it'll be a lot easier. And consistency is better than one-off efforts. So don't shoot for like one hour meditation. Shoot for like daily 20-minute meditations. That's a lot better. 10 to 20 minutes is fine. One last thing I forgot to mention here. You want a straight spine when you meditate. So do a double chin, tuck in your chin a little bit, and don't arch your back. Don't arch it forward. Don't let it collapse like this. Just have a straight spine. And that should be it. I'll see you.